Hello, this is Dr. Aly El-Bahrawy, professor at the Faculty of Engineering in Shams University. This is my second lecture in a series of 3 lectures about the design of examination paper. My first lecture was about the types of question, and my lecture today is about my experience with the software used to compile examination questions called Schoolhouse Test. Optical mark recognition, also called as optical mark reading or OMR, is a process of capturing human mark data from document forms such as surveys and tests. They are used to read questionnaires, multiple choice examination paper in the form of shaded areas. There are different commercial software used in Egypt, like Remark and Correct, used by other universities. Our faculty uses Schoolhouse Test software. This slide wants to tell you that there are open source MR software, not the commercial one we are using. If I enlarge here, they have different names. And what is interesting here, that some of them are connected to special type of text or special type of learning management systems. In my opinion, learning something new is not easy, especially because this software does not speak to Microsoft programs. And file types are connected to other LMS systems different from the one we are using here in the faculty. And only MCQs are important with some difficulty that we are going to overcome together. And the beautiful thing about the software is how the test questions are compiled, and there are different useful views. Randomization is an important tool because this is what we use for large number of students, and some small editing is needed to fix some details related to appearance, as you are going to see with me now. Designing the exam paper. This is my desktop here, and this is the icon of the Schoolhouse Test. When I click it, I get this small window. Then I get an option to choose from 3 different actions. I will use new to create a new examination, and then I get this important window. I like you to have a look at the window. Here at the top row, we have different views: design view, document view, answer sheet view, and solution view. And under each view type, there are different tabs or different groups. To the left hand side, you have the item selection, and we have 3 sections: one for question items, I'm going to enlarge, one for design items, and one for organizational item. And to the left hand side, there is design layout, which considers a lot of tabs here for different options. We are going to explain in detail later on. Now, we will start with the title group, header, and footer. These 3 things are available in the document view, as I encircled with the red circle here. And this is our start with the document views options. They have 3 tabs: one for layout, one for questions, and one for design. If I click, I am in the document view, and I click the title group, I get this thing here. This is how the slides shows you in the document view how we deal with the title group. What you see here in the series of slides, what the title group looks like on examination paper, and beneath it, where the locations where I put the different elements. Like, for example, here, if I enlarge this, you will find the top left in Shams University, top right, time allowed 60 minutes, and so on. The rest of the slides are shown here, where we have the rest of the details of the title group. And also at the same time I am going through the different parts. As you look the tab here, we are going down to show you all the different sections. Like here we have general, we have picture, we have fields, then we have title, we have instructors, we have instructions and lines. Then in the title group also we put the logo of the Ain Shams University Faculty of Engineering, and here is we find the logo under the section picture, and we can choose the file where the logo is to insert it up there to the right hand side of the title group. Here is what is on the right hand side of the document view, and again I put these three windows beside each other to show you the different sections, starting with text color, answer lines, columns, page borders, spacing, numbering, bubbles, and also marks. And every section of these has special actions that can affect the appearance of the examination paper. Then if we move from title group to header, we found what is in the header here. This is the header here, and these are the inputs in the field section. The last part of this group is the footer, and here we have three things in the footer: the date, the examination form, and the page number. How do I start by designing my examination paper? I write it in MS Word if I am going to use the Microsoft Word processing software. You can enter each question using the school test software question by question, but in this case you don't need the following section I'm explaining. It's a very time consuming. I prefer that you write your examination in MS Word and then use my steps to convert it to the version that are readable by the software. If you prepare your exam in MS Word, only MC questions can be imported. You can import true false if you consider them as MCQ with only two answers, true and false. These are the 8 steps that I find easy to follow that allows you to convert your examination written in MS Word into the Schoolhouse Test software. First step, you prepare a simple MCQ test in Word. You remove all the numbering lists. You convert text to 6-column table. Why 6 column? Because we have the stem, we have the 4 options, and we have the correct answer. Copy and paste into spreadsheet. Convert the spreadsheet into plain text tab delimited, and go to exam program and import in multiple choice question and define each entry to tell the computer software where is the choice, where is the correct choice, and where is the question. And then you can choose from the different views I just covered in the previous slides. Here is the exam. We have the stem, the 4 answers, and the correct answer here. Then I use this little icon in the font group in the home tab to remove all the formatting, and therefore this is what I get here. The step 3, I use the option in Word that says convert text to table. If I put a paragraph mark after the content of each of these cells, then I say convert text to table, and I choose the number of columns 6, and this is what I get. The step 4 is to copy this into Microsoft Excel. This is what Excel looks like. Then you convert this Excel into tab delimited text. This is how it looks like underneath. This is the stem of the question. First answer, second answer, fourth answer, and the correct one. Then the second question. This is how it looks like. Then step 6 is to go to the design view and choose import questions. Then if you click on import questions under the design view, you get this window, and we have here 6 options. Look at that. The only option that works for us is the last one. Why? Because we don't have Blackboard, we don't have data file, we don't have the standard text file. The only thing we can deal with is the delimited text file in multiple choice questions. If you choose that, they will ask you to choose a file. You click this folder here, you choose the file that we just prepared. Then you have to go to this window to tell the computer software, using only the first question, where is the different elements of the MCQ. Therefore, if you go to the next slide, the next slide shows you where is this is the correct answer, the correct choice, and these are 4 choices, and this is the question. You do this for the first question, and then it will, by importing the file, it will read it properly, and this is what we are going to get. This is in the design view. This is the first question. As you can see here, we can move. We have 4 questions here. We can move from the first question to the second question up to the 4th one. And you see the correct choice is marked. And in the document view, you see the examination paper of the 4 questions of the type MCQ with the header and the title group. If you go to the answer sheet view, you will find something that looks like the bubble sheet with the correct answers. And then if you go to the solution review, it gives you where the solution is in the examination paper. Then I discussed something very important called grouping and numbering. Why it is important? Because you have to design your examination paper or the booklet to suit the type of the bubble sheet, and you do that by the organizational view here. I'm going to go, because we have to begin group and end group. Therefore, you have to group. You have to group your questions. Why? Because at least we have a group for true false and another group for the MCQ. The true false questions, how we treat them, since there is no way to import true false questions from the Word or Excel, we use the MCQ with 2 answers, as I mentioned before. And this is what the tab delimited text will look like. Like these questions about the social media part in my course. LinkedIn is more suitable than Twitter to share long posts. Is it true or false? And there you give him the choices and the correct answer. Then you do the importing. This how the examination paper looks like. What is inside the red circle is the question mark. The program allows you to give different marks for different questions, but because we don't use this, we need to know how to remove the first column of the marks, and this is removed here by, if you go here to the show marks and you don't click this square, they can be deleted. As you can see from the left hand side, I kept the question numbers, but I deleted the columns that contains the question marks. Matching question, is a different kind of question, and this is how you design it. You have left column and right column as we explained in the first lecture, and this is how it looks like in the design view. And this is how it looks like in the examination paper, where the student has to put the corresponding letters here opposite to the capital letters here. This part is important. It's an important detail that talks about changing the numbering element style to suit the bubble sheet. Some bubble sheets, they don't use numerals, they use letters. Therefore, I have to know where I can change the numerals and make them letters. Can you see? This is the previous matching question, but instead of the capital letters that was put there, there was numbers here. And this is a part of the left-hand side, of the right-hand side document options that allows me to change 1, 2, 3 into A, B, C. And this is how it looks like for the matching question, followed by the true-false questions. Here I left by mistake the marks column at the left-hand side of the answer sheet view. Here is the solution view. Then we go back to the bubble sheet. The bubble sheet, as we described in the first lecture, has 4 parts. The first part that the student has to fill, that gives the name of the student, the program, the signature, the course code, and the student code. But the most important, the examination form here. In this bubble sheet, we have up to 6 examination forms. This is the MCQ part. It has 120 questions, and this is the part for true and false is 10 questions, and the part for matching question. As you can see, here we use letter only, and this is why we change the number item. My personal experience with the program is that I have to take care of the title group, the header and footer, according to the specs of the examination paper given by the school our faculty administration. We have to remove extra spaces, that's called padding, and the marks column to make the examination paper more readable, and to try to remove extra spaces that does not allow the legibility of the text, because we are going to print huge number of examination papers. We have to take care of the sequence of questions in the bubble sheet, starting with MCQ, then true, false, then matching, and then I have to randomize the questions and choices. I don't need to randomize the choices. I prefer to randomize only the questions, but inside the topic sections. This is my own suggestion, because if your course cover, for example, 15 weeks, and if you consolidate the subjects, you can come up with 5 main subjects. You can divide the questions into 5 main sections and do the randomization within the section to facilitate or makes the question paper easier for the students to answer. Students do some mistakes, therefore we have to be very careful in the pre-recording steps, because some people, they put the wrong form number, they answer in the wrong place, and this is the importance of the quality check before the recording the marks you are going to see now. These photographic details, I used my camera to document what happened in reality, and this is a picture of the monster photocopy machine. If you like to have 4 different forms of questions, and every question has 8 papers, you have to give this machine 8 by 4, 32 pages that the machine will photocopy in A4 size paper, fold it and staple it, and it goes out of the machine with the same order of the form. They go booklet for A, B, C, D, then repeats again. Therefore, you take the paper, the booklets from this monster photocopy machine directly to the examination theater, and you start distributing the booklets. This is an example page of the first page of the booklet with the group here, and then the header and footer. And here we use multiple choice questions up to question number 10. And this is the last page, and here starting from 91 to 100 we put the 10 true false questions appearing in the bubble sheet. Here I like to just mention that at the examination paper, at the last page, we have to mention the examination committee, and these are the people who were helping me this particular term, because they change every term. They come from different departments of the college. With all my caution and all, I made a slight mistake. This slight mistake that I forgot to renumber the true false section 1, 2, 3, and I put them in the MCQ number 91 to 100. Why? Maybe because I created the true false using the MCQ part, but I should have changed the numbering. What happened? This little mistake, some students answered the true false in the proper location irrespective of the number of the question, and some students stick to the examination paper and they answered in the question 91 up to 100. Therefore, instead of making 4 different model answers with the bubble sheet I make it myself, I made 8 because 10% of the students answered the true false question in the MCQ section. But by doing that, I did some extra work because of this little mistake I did. And this is a solution print, and this is the model answer that the machine will read, put by myself on the bubble and specifying the type or form of examination, one of the 8 papers. And this is me after I finished photocopying in the basement of the faculty for about 3 hours, and all these brown envelopes, as many as the examination theaters. Then I went to take the bubble sheets with the model answer to upload these sheets on the machine that reads the bubble sheets of the students. And this is what I got from the control. After not only reading the bubble sheet, they give me the marks of the middle term, the activities, and the MCU exam, where these 3 elements adds up to 100, which is the total mark of the course, report writing and communication skills. I analyzed the answers of the students in the final exam, making 4 forms, A, B, C, and D, and this is what I got. It's a bell-shaped, but it's a bit inclined towards more students answered correctly if I use this bell-shaped frequency curve. Here I like to share with you my experience in the midterm exam, where I made another mistake by making only 1 form. I used 1 form. I used only 50 questions, 40 MCQ and 10 true false. And because I made only 1 form, this is the front page of the midterm, I got a frequency analysis that tells you something about students. Students are maybe active a little bit in cheating, and the frequency curve here looks quite different from the final exam, where I used 4 different forms instead of the one I used for the midterm. This is a bubble sheet reader that gives me the answers of the students. Yeah, every student, and it gives all the 100 questions in the examination, and then This is the first part was about MCQ, and this is the part about the true and false. And I used some simple analysis for the answers of the students from the sheet provided to me by the examination office to see where the difficult questions and where are the easy questions by doing some limits according to the number of students who answered each question. By doing that, I made another frequency analysis curve according to the limits I put, and I found that this is the number of frequency for the normal difficulty, and this is for the difficult, and this is for the easy part. And from the limits I put, you can see that my examination paper is on the easy side. But if I like to have a perfect examination paper with respect to difficulty and easiness, I should have here 25% of the students, here 25% of the students, and the normal difficulty question should be 50%. This is my concluding slide. It says that we are using only one type of the commercial OMR software called the Schoolhouse Test. It may be difficult to find your way at the beginning, and this is the purpose of my presentation, because it helps you overcome some of the difficulties. Some of my comments are derived from my own experience struggling with the software. However, other professors like myself, they can investigate more options according to their specific needs. This is the end of my second presentation on the use of the Schoolhouse Test software at the Faculty of Engineering. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and we're going to meet you in the third lecture soon.